Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Tiabu and I am here for Retro Monday OVAdrive. Yesterday, I had no idea what I was going to watch today until we watched some episodes of No No Biyori and a particular character mentioned a particular name of a particular city, and my brain went, oh, I know what I'm going to watch tomorrow, and so it is, and so it shall be. The character mentioned Yokohama, the second largest city in Japan, and a major port city that blah, 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 blah. It's a town. It's a port city. It's the second largest after Tokyo. It's big. And that was the town that was mentioned, and it reminded me, of course, of Yokohama Kaidashi Kikou, a show VA thing that I have been recommended at least a dozen times since starting the channel. Somewhere in there. It came out in 1998-ish, right around in there. And there are 2 episodes to it. Each of them is about half an hour. And then there are 2 follow-up episodes of Quiet Country Cafe, each of which I think is also half an hour. I've gone ahead and downloaded the ARC DVD rip, which is apparently a slight improvement on the Huge Weeb DVD rip. Great. And I plan to watch it. I don't know what it is. I know that it has been related to me as being Iyashike to some extent, calming and calm, and that sounds good. I might fall asleep during it, but I don't think so. I am a little woozy. I'm a little weird this morning, but that's just the nature of being in the morning sometimes. Haven't really had my tea yet. Minty. This is half Gyokuro and half Moroccan mint mix. It's quite nice. I like mint teas. I like them. I actually like them a lot. I like mint a lot anyway, but mint tea is good. And now it's mint green tea. Yokohama shopping log. This came out in 1998. I went through and I looked at a bunch of the staff members, the director, Takashi Ano, and the original creator, and the background artist, and the art director, and stuff like that. I did notice some big names on background art specifically: Juno Kabe, Hiroshi Kato, and Akihiro Hirasawa. All names that have some other roles that are really interesting, actually. So I'm kind of expecting some glorious scenery, some glorious backgrounds, some awesome feel and look and atmosphere and backgrounds. Beyond that, I don't know what to expect from this thing. It's seinen, but G all ages, and that's all I got. Let's go ahead and give it a watch. That's all I'm gonna do this morning. I'm gonna watch the first episode. We'll see if there's a lot to talk about. I'll end there. I do have a little bit of a time constraint based on when I got started and what I have to do for the rest of the day. So we'll watch the first episode and see how it goes. And if we feel like it, maybe we'll watch the second episode today. And maybe we'll watch it next week. Maybe we'll watch it never. Maybe I'll hate this thing and we'll never ever turn our attention to it again. I don't know. But for now, I think the baseline is going to be, let's watch the first 30-minute episode and see what we're in for, discuss it a little bit, and that'll be it for the day. Okay? Okay. Let's watch Yokohama Shopping Log, or YKK, or Yokohama Shopping Trip, all of which are viable titles for the thing. Episode 1. I've got it up and ready to go. It's 0 seconds. There'll be 2 versions. Picture in picture in the description. Timer on YouTube. Beep beep timer to count you down. Let's go. Beep beep timer. Oh. I didn't expect it to start groovy. All right, done. Cafe Alpha. Okay. Was that timed with the thing? Yep. Oh my god. Oh my god. That little montage was excellent. Some years ago? Wow, great character design. Ding dong. That additional voice in here. Okay. Okay, so a questioning curiosity is the set out mindset. Oh, you're a robot. Yeah. How long have you been waiting? to Alpha. I'm glad to see you are doing well. Okay. Is she Alpha? I assume gets a robot name. Wow, that was a cool effect. This is a double exposure on these clouds, or like the equivalent in composition. In composing. Dude, look at that golden shot of light in the background there. That's awesome. Look at the little shadows on the little propeller. That's awesome. All of these clouds are legit, too. It's a gun. Why? I don't know. This flow just seems to imply like a continuity, and we're waiting for a break for something to shatter and change everything. That's what it feels like. Who are you, purple hair girl? Who is you? I don't know what that expression was. That is a cute character. Whoa. Whoa. This is a little much. Already, this is a little bit exceptional in terms of the way that characters are like guiding the camera's movement and comprehending their world around them. And then the little bits of detail in the animation. This is a little interesting. Just doing cafe stuff. You can tell she's sitting backward. That's great. Again, the gun. Makes herself coffee. Hmm. His little hair. Instant backfire. Bye. I really like these low detail painterly backgrounds. They end up evoking so much more than actually is present. Really cool. It's really cool. Or the use streetlights underwater. There's our first indication that we are post change. Okay. Water levels have risen significantly, and yet the world just goes on. Sure. 26 miles. Totally close. Does she? Did she have her own story here? Oh, she will arrive soon. Why is she going here, though? Interesting. Take the gun with me. What the fuck? Uh-huh. Oh, wow, you're a courier. Ona-san. Where did he go? Where has he been? Nice. Has had no company in forever. And is a person. Like, we said she's an android, but she's a full person. It doesn't matter. His little cuts to facial expressions are awesome. It's a verbal message. Yeah. I speak it. Android make. Ah. So there's this element of identity there. Weird. Do they just open their mouths and go wah? How do they transition this message? Do they have to touch tongues? I think they do. Yeah. Weird. Whoever developed these robots to have communication protocols based on French kissing is a pervert. Fucking pervert. Alright, so there's signs underwater again. Oh, what a moment. Take a chance to see. That's why the camera has an iris. But also it has an iris because it's like a digital super camera when we have cyborgs and robots, so they might as well. Nostalgia about the owner itself. Back to this same damn frame. Really clever use of the same frame. I mean, not so much clever as like it is effective. Holy shit. Oh my god, what a sequence. I like this a lot. It's so sweet and simple. I like it a lot. Hey, old guy. That's why she looks familiar, because she looks like the other one too. Wow, full buildings underwater. That's crazy. That's just the backdrop. Ooh, she do love Kohi. God damn it. That little, like, so far away you can't even see them, but you can tell exactly what they're doing and how they're doing. That's crazy. This is really clever. The wind blows. I mean, you've already made out. You don't have to compliment her anymore. The Training Institute? Does she have a gun on her back as well? Born instead of made. Hmm. Okay, fair enough. Huh. Does she have a cassette out as well? So we have cyborgs, but we're still using magnetic tape? Fuck off. Oh, caramel like cassette capsules. Never mind. It's got a magical special. I'm sorry, what just flew over us? What was that? 300 pictures. So now do we start to see the world through the lens of a photographer? Is that our goal? Looks like an eye. Yeah. Makes sense. Plug it into yourself? Oh. Uh-oh. I'll... You can see. Yeah. Weird. 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 Oh, it's so weird. Ah, I can't even imagine. But so a completely new perspective for sight. Mm-hmm. I doubt it. Never mind. You got it, girl. Well played. Well done. So we start taking photos. 1 out of 1. And this is going to be the whole journey? I think this is going to be the whole thing. Please. Yeah. This is the first interesting that's happened in years, I think. What a great little cut. Another one. What a great little cut. Because you can't just zoom out a character. You have to redraw. The lighting changes. Whoa. Once. That's fucking cute to get the curve going. Wow, in the same place in darkness. That's beautiful. What is this? Ugh. Dink. Should have let him sleep, taking a picture while he's sleeping. Because she's did they not know that she's a cyborg? Or an android? Ooh, cool track. God, what are these clouds? Look at that shit. What? What? There isn't a single superfluous scene? To this. That seemed very meta for you to say. That seemed very meta to say. Everything matters. Okay. Those are photos. Yeah. What an insert. I don't think that's the voice actress. But damn, she's got a voice. She's got a clarity to those notes that most singers can never accomplish. So we treat the two halves as though they're separate a little bit? Interesting. You should always have it with you. Sylvie! 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 She left it open, though. Oh, I guess it's not recording, though. I hope your camera doesn't fall out. Nice. Nice. Let's go explore the world. You forget something? Cool sunglasses. Those are like Gundam sunglasses. Oh, that's sick. Oh, that's so insane. What? 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 What was that? Ow. I didn't like tooth. I didn't break my tooth, did I? No. Ow. Oh, that was that was within like a few ounces of effort of snapping my tooth, I can tell. Oh my god. If I just brought that to me faster, this would be a very different recording. Honey-san! Clickety clack. Having trouble finding an angle that demonstrates a person as you see them, huh? Yeah, that seems like a reasonable problem to have. Bye! Later. She says, smiling. That's cool. We keep showing birds. And we've never shown the perspective of the camera. Just haven't done it. The scene flow is immaculate. Like these transitions between sections are immaculate. Why stingy about taking photos? Yeah. What's worth taking a picture of? Right. What's the one? God, seagulls. What's the one, girl? Wow, what a frame, by the way. Enoshima. The streetlights above the water, yeah. Ooh. Bam. Huh. The lights still go on, huh? couldn't capture it. What a weird one. That's a weird look of that. Yeah, no pictures. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She went out there and she saw these things, and we got to see them with her. Very well. Yeah, it's funny, I've got plenty. Because you were watching it. Yep. That's the end? It's the end. That's a 10. What? How's that a 10? How could it be a 10, Tiabu? That's a 10. Maybe a 9. Maybe I'll be nice and be a 9. Oh, ding-a-ling. The Age of Evening Calm. So, random customer who we don't know who that was. The Age of Evening Calm is what the tough times were? Yeah, as long as you're alive. And that's the end of the first episode. I love it. It's so calm and pretty. I love it. The character designs are excellent. The looks are amazing. These close-ups of character faces and expressions are stellar. Stuff like this where the reflections are just bonkers. Some cool full animated cuts that aren't the impressive stuff to me. It's all the little things, all the little details, and more importantly, all the big details, the big flowy scenes, these understated pastelly deep backgrounds. I mean, it shows immediately that there are some very good background artists working on this, both in terms of like cityscapes and dilapidated cityscapes, as well as naturescapes and clouds and sunsets. Wow. The character interactions and the voice actors are so good. The primary voice actress in particular, the way that all of the interactions between these two characters, which are the only character interactions besides the Oji-san that we even get, the way that they all play out are really excellent, if a little weird. The understatedness of the city underwater. It's not in your face. It doesn't even seem to be the point. Or a point. It's just there. It just is the nature of things, and people continue going on. And more importantly, androids continue going on. And then moments like this that are just so far beyond beautiful. To be almost like Renaissance art in style, in vibe, in atmosphere. Or these faraway moments where every bit of body language that the characters express is readable. And like right here, she hands her the drink, both of them sit, you see their elbows work as they're popping the top, right? You know exactly what they're doing. The way the camera works is very silly, but also very cool. Or these big spinny, like not spinny, but rotatey shots with momentum to them. The one of her inside the vehicle is almost more impressive because the whole vehicle is being animated, and then we're animating her transitioning and shifting away from us. It's nuts. This one is maybe easier, but it only looks easier because it looks like she's not being redrawn and is instead just being put back through the frame. And that is not the case. She is being redrawn. That's why all the hair is shifting subtly and slowly. And if she weren't, it would stand out like a sore thumb. Every bit of shadow is shifting on her slightly as our angle changes on her. Every bit of everything is changing. It's really, really, really immaculate. The lighting, the shadow, the character animation, it's all been genuinely, I would say, immaculate. And then these backgrounds elevate it to a place of real powerful artistic beauty. This insert song is so gorgeous. I do have to wonder if the insert song is her. I'm just typing insert song episode 1. Insert song performance Hekidu Shiina. And that is Alpha Hatsuseno. Yeah, that's her. Okay. And Hekidu Shiina has made a bunch of albums, has been making music between 94 to 2005. 12 studio albums came out. Favorites: Aromatic Candles, Bathing 2+ hours every day, Beef Bowl, and hard rock music like AC/DC. Sick. Voice acting roles, though. Couple other things that I don't super recognize. Okay. But she does a great job. And it's surprising. I mean, I shouldn't be that surprised that a voice actress is such a capable singer, but she had a really powerful voice. A lot of value to it. I love that we spend like 2 minutes just finding a little pouch for this thing to go on. And we witness as this character changes the way that she views the world. As far as we could tell, she's been stuck in this cafe for the most part, going out very occasionally for like specific purposes. And now she's going out to observe, to find things to take pictures of, and to revisit things that she knows she wants pictures of. And in doing so, she goes back to this one particular place to look at the island, right? And is so entranced by it that she doesn't end up taking a picture of it. That's so poignant. It feels so right? It feels so right that you would be so intrigued by the scenery that you would want to just stand there and witness and watch. There's something almost wrong about taking a picture of something, I've always thought. I had this experience when I'll bring this up. I had this experience. I was maybe 13 or 14, I think. And during that time, I had the amazing luck and great fortune, you could say, of being able to travel to some extent. And the main reason for that was that my aunt at the time, my mother's sister, my aunt, was working for the United Nations. She's a librarian, and she's retired now, but she was a librarian for many, many, many years. And she worked at various university libraries and like law libraries specifically. But she went to work for the United Nations in South America, their headquarters that deals with law of the sea, and like rules of all the things that happen at sea. That headquarters was in South America, in Chile, in Santiago, and the capital of Chile. And that's where it's headquartered. That's where it's been for years and years. But she worked there for a while. She had worked in the UN in Germany for a while, and she'd worked in New York as well. But she was working there in Santiago. And her husband was working at one of the universities there. He's like 10 years older and is an astrophysicist. But I would get to, during winter breaks here, during Christmas time and cold time here, we'd go to the southern hemisphere where it would be summer, and I would take my winter break and we would travel to Chile to visit my aunt. And that was great because they would come with accommodations and whatever. But one year we went to a district or a region in Chile called the Lakes region, or the Lakes district. And it's called so because it's a near rainforesty type of area. It's souther in Chile than where the real rainforests are, but it's sort of near the mountains, and there are a lot of lakes and a lot of water and a lot of cool trees. It's almost, in foresty terms, it's almost like the sequoias or the redwoods here in California and Oregon or Washington State. It's that kind of an area, and in fact, it's quite close to Washington State in that it's very humid, but also nice and deciduous forests and other forests and other stuff like that. Anyway, The reason I bring it up is because we went one time on a walking trip, like a day hike, to get up to a series of waterfalls that were supposed to be really, really beautiful. And we made it there, made it up to the waterfalls, and they were absolutely spectacular waterfalls. This big one, just a cascade of beautiful rocks around it, beautiful forests surrounding it, just gorgeous. And I remember getting into a really serious fight, with my mother, because she was insistent that she take a picture of me near the waterfall, and I was insistent that this not be done, and I was absolutely unable to express why in the moment. But I know exactly why I didn't want it done. I did not want it. First off, I never liked having photos taken of me when I was younger. I still don't. It's hard to right. It's kind of funny. But I never liked it. But in this instance, that wasn't the reason. And it wasn't even like a matter of me being in the photo. It was that the idea of taking an imperfect photograph of a moving waterfall, something naturally significant, and I felt like it felt significant in that moment. It felt powerful. It felt meaningful. Taking a photo of it and reducing it to a still image to be carried around as a replacement for the memory of being there, as a replacement for it, seemed like an insult to the natural beauty of the waterfall itself. I know that seems weird and convoluted, and even now, looking back at it, I can see the flaws in the logic, but I can also see the truth in the logic. And that truth is the memory of standing there and feeling, 40 feet away and feeling the spray of this waterfall, right? The memory of the trees around it and the moss and lichen and stuff growing on the rocks and everything around it. The roar of the water falling. The way that it cascaded down in sections that like it was alive, like it had a pattern. In the same way that you can watch a flame. To reduce all of that to a still image on, at this point, this was 10, 15 years ago, so on a pretty mediocre digital camera, and to have that be the image of it, it felt like, I don't know, it felt like going to the Sistine Chapel and chipping a little chip out of the wall and taking that home with me, right? Or going to the Colosseum and scooping up some dirt and putting it into a little vial and taking that home. And I know there are people who like that stuff and who do that, and they like to have those as these touchstones for memory. But it seems insulting to me. It really does. The experience of being there is enough. It's good enough. It's good enough. And I think that I would be less opposed if we had a full SLR and a Nikon and the ability to set everything up with a tripod and get some really great shots of this waterfall, right? That would be different. There would be a respect inherent to it, right? There would be something like that. But pulling out the little Sony point and shoot and taking a couple of 3-megapixel shots of this multi-thousand-year-old waterfall that's just glory and power and nature feels wrong to me. It felt wrong to me. So, in a way, I feel like the fact that Alpha doesn't take a picture of that thing that she really wanted to take a picture of, and yet she says later that everything felt different, that she was looking at everything in more detail because she was looking to preserve it in memory and in picture, is really interesting to me. It's really interesting to me. And it speaks to a metaphorical and potentially a recommendation from the author. A takeaway. How do you view the things in your life? Do you view them with the wonder that Alpha does before or after she gets the camera? Probably not. Probably not. And so she becomes someone to look up to in an interesting way. More than a few ways, really. right? Like Alpha actually stands out as a person to really look up to, right? Runs a cafe, does the work that she needs to do, but is chilling most of the time. Worries? None. Looking toward the future? Yeah, but not super terrified of it. Obsessed with the past? Not at all. You can see that these cities are underground. Nothing she can do about it. Not gonna care. Has her scooter? Rides around town. Knows one person in town that we know of, Oji-san? Is friends with him. They chill out. She hangs out with him every once in a while. Wakes him up from his mid-afternoon nap and decides to just sit and hang out, and they just chat. Sick. Has a gun. Is capable of protecting herself in the case that is necessary, but usually doesn't need to. Sick. And now she has a camera. And now she goes out of her way to find interesting things to look at. That's something that a lot of us are missing. Hell, most of us don't even go outside every day and touch grass, right? Like, that's crazy. I've been forcing myself to do that every day because we have a yard and so I can. But most of us don't do that. Alpha is somebody to look up to for sure. Oh, jeez. We get out here. We watch the sunset change. And she speaks poetry. Or her voice actress speaks poetry into the microphone. And everything changes to Wisteria Purple. And there's no moment where she goes, that's the one, and takes the shot. Instead, she's just there, lost in the experience. Just like we should be lost in the experience of the episode, right? Watching the beauty fly by us. Not really stopping to take stock or take a single framed image. Just letting it flow past. Observing. Smiling. Watching her watch her world. And experience reality through a different lens. And that's it. That's all the episode wanted or needed to do. Establish beauty. Show a character experiencing it. Exist. Relax. Calm. Witness the world passing. I like it a lot. I thought I didn't like it, and then I liked it a lot. Oh my god, it's so good. I'm shocked by how well this flowed. How little happens in half an hour, and yet it feels like 10 minutes. This is excellent. I'm realizing as I think about it how excellent it is. It's not, though. It feels like it shouldn't be this good. It really does, right? Even if you just look at most of the still frames in it, you're like, okay, that's a character with a cup of tea. Who cares? Okay, there's the thing. But it's like taking a photograph, right? Of a waterfall. It's the flow. It's the mist. It's the unquantifiable ethereal sensation of experiencing something that work and effort has been put into. It's good. It's good. It's a good show. I'm so happy. I'm going to drag it out. I don't even care. I want to feel like this for more days rather than feel like this more today. Yeah, no, we're going to watch the next one next week, and we're going to keep watching these for a little bit. I'm sorry, people, but I want the time. I want to be able to spend the time watching the sunset change instead of pushing through it or trying to rush the flow of things. I want the time. I want this to sink in. I like this. I like it a lot. Okay. Cool. Well, I think we're going to wrap there. I know this hasn't been the most intricate discussion. I don't think that's what this show wants or needs. I just don't think it's what this show wants or needs, is like a deep discussion of the way that they're changing the lighting on stuff. Like, who cares? I do. I care. I do. There are some moments and some scenes, especially those big moving scenes when they're like moving away from each other, or the lighting in in some of the other moments, or the reflections in the glasses that are stand out in terms of animation and are really cool. There are a couple of full background animated shots on the little motorcycle. They're all really cool, but it seems like a disservice to the show to go and care. It would be like going and taking little pictures of just portions of a waterfall. It's the whole thing. It's the whole thing for this one. And some shows aren't like that. Some shows are the sum of their parts. Some shows are far more than the sum of their parts. And this one is far more than the sum of its parts. And some are far less than the sum of their parts. They're like, these all seem like good character elements, and then they don't flow together. Happens all the time. This one, it's more than is here. It's much more than is here. The unquantifiables about this show are off the charts. Off the fucking charts. Like Angel's Egg, right? Like Angel's Egg is a movie where I don't know what happens, but the unquantifiable emotional content of that film is off the charts. This is like that. It's a weird mishmash because they're not the same at all. Angel's Egg is far more symbolic and metaphorical, but I hope that I'm trying to express to you a feeling about it, and it does have that feeling. This is brilliant. I really, really like it. Okay. I've been Tiabu. This has been the first episode of Yokohama Shopping Log. I really liked it. I hope you do too. I'll see you next week for the second episode of Yokohama Shopping Log. And then maybe the week after that, we'll knock out the double of Quiet Country Cafe. So we don't take forever on this, but I want to take some time on it. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.